All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to TCR. We are now in Golden Class for round 7 at the French Grand Prix. Welcome everybody, thank you for joining, thank you for watching, and with you in the booth today again is BLIN-MACHINE and Dougie Falcons. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going good. Yeah, welcome to the show. For the Germany, France for the Golden Class for TCR. Yeah, it has been a long week, but it should be a good race, hopefully. Between the past two races that we've had. Currently, the standings is looking has one hand of it so far, but let's see if the others have a say as we head to France.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. Last night in Silver Class, it was a really exciting Grand Prix. It was really nice to watch. There was a lot of incidents, a couple of safety cars, and so let's see what's going to happen here. Golden Class, so far this season, this class has been, I think, probably, the closest in terms of battling on track, and in terms of the points, not so much, though.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the racing's been very close, right? But the championship doesn't reflect it. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. Partly because KH was promoted after 2 races. He's now platinum, and he's doing a solid job of that as well. He's now got BLGX, who inherited the lead and has kind of extended that gap, but has always pushed his boundary forward. And if anything, race smart. During these 5 races we've done, 6 races we've done, so that's why he's up there, and he's got like a 50-point lead over the next driver, which is Flying Chippo, who arguably should be a lot closer than that, but it's 50-point difference. So yeah, championship doesn't reflect how close it is, but if Flying Chippo wants to win the championship, he's put in the results right now, so that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's been very interesting so far. I remember talking to Phil UX last week at last week's race after Monaco, and him just saying that he always plays it by ear and plays the situation as it comes along. Do you think that's going to play into his advantage here today as well?
You'd imagine so. I think he kind of felt a sigh of relief after that race, because it felt like he didn't have the confidence to win that race. Well, he did initially, if he didn't have damage, but I felt like he would have done a lot better. Probably could have won the race, actually, that being said, because the strategy actually worked in his favour, but he raced smart, and that was the reason why he was in that position. But we'll have to wait and see if taking one step of the race at a time is a good idea, which it tends to be, and if Flying Chippo can be able to retaliate in any way, shape, or form. He did show the pace in Monaco. He was just kind of backing up. But yeah, Flying Chippo has had strong pace in Monaco. We saw that. Hopefully, he can show strong pace here. But at the moment, Jones has the fastest time. 30.7 is the first run. I believe he was on medium tires. No, soft tires. So, yeah, so the first run is down, 12 minutes to go, and that's how it's going right now.
Yeah, and another player that really impressed us a couple of races ago was Frosthacker. Him and Zegrease and a couple of other people are electing to go on the hot lap on the hard tires. And I gotta say, that's actually a pretty smart idea. I never even thought about it last night, because otherwise your only other 2 options is going soft to medium or medium to hards, which I actually had to do yesterday since I crashed in qualifying. So my only chance of getting any sort of positions was to go medium to hards. But there was a couple of people in our class that ran the medium very far, and then they took the softs at the very end. There was a couple of safety cars and a virtual safety car as well, so I mean that could definitely play into things here tonight as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one today. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the French Grand Prix, but it's a very interesting track in terms of, you know, it creates a lot of different situations and a lot of different passing opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. France has never been my favorite track. For a car, I should say, it's never been my favorite track. But sometimes, once it does produce a good race, it can produce a good race. Like 2018, for example, in real life. But I don't know. It depends. I feel like it's just too many straights for the cars. Like because of the straights, it kills your ERS. And there's no reason to save it up. In most cases, you've got the last sector, and that's pretty much about it. So it kind of kills the momentum of the race because of it. But you never know. As we saw in the Silver Class race yesterday, I don't know if you haven't watched that, but if you haven't, watch that, because it was actually quite exciting. Anything can happen. There was lots of instances. I think 2 safety cars, I believe, right? Happened in that race?
Yeah,
So,
if I remember correctly, if it was, or either it was 2 virtual safety cars and a full safety car, but I'm pretty sure there was a couple of them.
yeah, so anything can happen in France. Even the safety car can happen. So, despite it not having any barriers whatsoever. But, yeah, as we look at the times right now, it's 30.7. St. Jones is the fastest time between WX. Second also matching that time by 200 difference. Blind MP3 on a 31.5, but I believe he said that time on the hard tyres. I believe. No, he didn't. He said that on the medium tyres, but it was a bad run. So, yeah, we're probably looking at the 29s. Some people might. The strategy is a bit of a weird one, where you could do soft to hard. You could brave it out and do soft to medium, or you could do medium to hard, or hard to soft to medium, depending on what you want to do. So you could do almost anything, and it would kind of work out. So, see what they will do.
Yeah, and with the hard tires as well, I noticed yesterday they were just getting better and better with more laps that I was doing on them. So, I mean, yeah, anybody could spin that to their advantage here, and so far we've seen so much action in this golden class, in this league, in the season. So, lots of more exciting things to come, I'm hoping to hear today. Yeah, right now we're watching Failed UX, who's going out on another hot lap on a brand new set of soft tires. He's going to be really fighting for pole position here today, I would imagine, because he would be in a great position to just sort of run away with the race and then do what he always does, play things by ear. He does set the fastest first sector right now. He's coming on to the Mistral Straight, opens up the DRS, and yeah, this seems like it might be a pretty good lap here.
Pretty good lap so far. It goes into the chicane, tries to open up the corner of the exit chicane.
And I think that invalidates his lap, unfortunately.
That invalidates his lap. No, I did. Okay, so it did invalidate his lap. So yeah. Back out. Might have to go into mid early. But yeah, LGX has only had one. So put it into context of how well LGX has done this season. He's only had one pole position this season. And I believe that was all the way back in Bahrain. And he's using 75 50 points, so it shows how well he's been racing so far. By only having one pole position this entire season. As well, I think Carlington has had about 3 comparison.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big difference, but I mean, pole position isn't always everything. As I said, last night I started from 16th. And if I would have played my strategy better, I could have possibly had second. I did also get a couple of really unfortunate... Oh, Jones goes around. Oh, he has a spin on the lap. But yeah, yesterday I had a couple of really unfortunate penalties. I got one under the safety car. I really had to avoid an incident that was happening in front of me under the safety car. So I cut the corner and got 5 seconds for that. And then if that wasn't enough, coming into the pits, I got another 5 seconds as well. And even after all of that, with all the different incidents that happened and just, you know, pace alone as well, you can bounce back on this one. There's a couple of, or I mean, more than a couple of long straights, a couple of really hard braking situations where you do have a nice corner coming up as well with braking. So lots of different situations where you can go for an overtake or get it all wrong as well, as we saw last night. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, let's wait and see. I think it's one of those things that it's kind of a luck of the draw kind of situation in that sense. Depending on how they do it. Yeah, that's all I can say about that one, to be honest.
Alright, and failed UX goes out for another lap on another brand new set. Jones finally gives in, and he's about to come out of the pits with a set of softs, but he's been running on the mediums up until now, and he was first. So that was pretty quick.
Everyone on the out lap, so 5 minutes to go. I would assume everyone is now just set on whatever tyres what they want to start on. I think top 3 are set to go for soft tyres. So UX, Flying Jipper, and Jones. You got Dre as well, and Erect, another runner on the soft tyre. So they're probably going to think of just doing a short stint in the first run, probably do 6 laps potentially. And go through. But at the moment, I'm on board with Dre because I think he can start he is. We'll see how well he does if he can grab a position. So let's return 1. Quite nice, and he gets a good exit out of 10. Goes for a good decent run out to 3. Goes into the lap so far.
That's a purple sector.
T7 gets a good exit. It's important because basically the front you get the entire straight. He hasn't got anyone in front of him that's by yet, but he does have Williams in front of him. Coleman. A little bit twitchy at the exit of 10. Then comes up to next straight. 10. And then gets very late on the brakes, touches the apex quite nicely, gets the outside curve which he needs to do, opens up the corner because it's a late apex of 12, and then exit of the corner quite well. Straight line down to 13. 14 is, well, 13 is non-existent, 14 is another late apex corner, and then you have to slow the car right down to complete the lap. Goes 135.
Oh,
so
wow. That was
Dre
a really
pole.
nice one.
It was a very clean lap. Dramas, no qualms. No twitching in the thing. LGX looks like about to start the lap again. Flying Jippo is in the pits. So again, I assume. Or he's going out very last minute. The racing is up session, but will be coming join 3 minutes ago. LGX starts his lap as he tries to go for a pole position run. His time to beat is a 30.5 from Dre. Let's see what he can do. Do you want to go through this one, please? Let's that's the corner. That's the corner. He validated it, actually, I was going to say that. Did he? No, did he? He should be fine.
No, he's still going on. Yeah, it's not showing him in the red, but
W in the middle of the track.
Geesh, that was close.
Racing as well. The track was just sitting there. That was a bit weird. Might have compromised his lap a little bit, but he's still going on. He is 2 tenths down in the first sector. Dre did a very good first sector. I think the distractions from W didn't help. Try and get as much of a toe as they can on the toe. Through the buzzer he goes, and it's a good run, it's a good exit, but I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for position. You have to get everything you can to control that sector. Clean run in the exit of 15, and try to slow down, tap his power down, see what he can do. set his time.
Frosthacker, meanwhile, goes fourth with a 131.4 on the medium tire right towards the end of the session.
Yeah, very, very compelling lap there. But that gets instantly knocked by Perry the Dog. Well, he 3 turns off by Perry the Dog. Perry the Dog goes fourth on the medium tires also. You got Erect, P6, you got P7, P7, and Flying Chipper. Trying to go as cutting every corner just to start his lap. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but yes it is. He's doing it.
Oh geez. M9H Racing is still stuck on track. I'm sure that he probably disconnected and just having an issue. But yeah, Flying Jippo is doing everything he can. I don't think he's gonna make it though. He's got 50 seconds to go right now, so cutting it super close.
He is cutting it fine. He's gonna have to...
Oh, he's gone through the pylons.
Yeah, he's got to cut some corners if he wants to. If he wants to make it. He's got 36 seconds. I don't think he's gonna make it because he's gonna have to cut another corner somewhere to make it, and then he's got time to do it. So wasting a lot of tire wear just to make a lap. I'm not sure if it's worth it at this point, but he's PA at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be enough with all the corner cutting. 10 seconds to go now. Oh geez, this is gonna be so close. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. Sorry, Flying Jippo. That's not gonna be enough. So it looks like we've got Dre in first right now. Jones is on the fast lap, but he just set the fastest second sector as well. And that looks like Dougie disconnected for a second there, maybe having a little bit of an issue. But yeah, Jones is really pushing for it right now, and he has a chance. I did see a purple second sector. I'm not sure how he did through the first sector. But just coming around the last couple of corners now. Turning it right around the last corner, and he just got to get a really good exit here, opening up the DRS. Let's see what he can do. Yes, it's a 130.1. So that gives him the pole position. Dre in second with a 130.5, failed with a 130.7 in third place. Perry 131.1 in fourth. Frosthacker in fifth with a 131.4. Very, very close between the next few people here. Erect in 6th, Seagrease in 7th, RC7 in 8th as well, and between them just not even a 10th. We've got STK Hurricane on the soft tires only doing a 131.8, so that's going to be interesting. We've got a nice mixed up grid between the soft tires and the medium tires, but Perry and Frosthacker, gotta say, are gonna have a little bit of an advantage at first. They'll be able to go a little bit longer in the race, but it's all gonna depend on how well they'll be able to keep those soft tires going. But yeah, in the meantime, Jones steals pole position at the very last second as an AI car goes and crashes straight into him there. And yeah, wow, that was a very nice lap right at the end of the session. Completely taking away pole position right at the last second. So he's going to be starting in first. We've got Dre in second. Failed UX in third. Very nice lap there, Jones. Alright, so looking at the grid again, we've got Jones in first, Dre in second, failed in third, Perry in fourth, Frosthacker in fifth, Erect in sixth, Zegris in seventh, RC in eighth, STK Hurricane in ninth, and Flying Jippo in 10th. And then we've got Latope, W, Bam Bam, Hotaru, Red Wing Racing, M9H, and Coleman rounding up the last of the starters here. 17 people on the grid with Coleman not setting a lap. Alright, let's hope that Dougie comes back here before the race starts, but we're about to go to the screen here. Alright, this should be a really exciting Grand Prix here today. Last night was very, very crazy. A lot of different situations, a lot of different overtaking, and couple of incidents here and there as well, so it was a little bit hectic. Let's see what they can do here in Golden class. Alright, so there we go. Dougie's back. Let's hope that he can come back into the party as well. Alrighty, so everybody's working on their strategy right now, working out what they're going to be doing. As I said, we've got a really mixed up grid. We've got a bunch of people at the starting or at the head of the grid who are going to be running on softs at the start. So they'll be trying to run their soft tires for as much as possible before they have to pit, or they're going to probably try and look for a good situation to pit, like a safety car. And Dougie, welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's trash.
All right.
Hi.
Yeah, we're just in the strategy figuration right now. They're just about to go on the formation lap in a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, as I believe. Oh, did Jones steal pole position? Last minute. Didn't quite catch that. Went before I left, so.
Yeah, it was a beautiful lap right at the end. I'm pretty sure he got 2 purple sectors on his lap, and he did a 130.1. Dre was 130.5, I think.
It's a good time. So then that is a good time. 3.1. Jones in pole position and from Dre. Failed to execute to be on the grid, still yet to get position of the season. Harry and P4, first of them, medium runners. So can do better. As he and Frostacker is a surprise. Frostacker, after having a poor race a while ago, is back on form again. P5 at the grid, best qualifying he's ever done all season. But Iraq in P6 and Seagrist in 7, right 7, 8 is the Hurricane. P9 and Flying Jippo on the medium tires in P10. So he's got work to do, trying to do another set of damage rotation again. The Token P11 on the fresh medium tires, W on P12, of course, yeah. Batman P13 is also on the medium tires, Hotaru TV 14th on the grid. Red Wing and Red Bull 15th on the grid. On the medium tires, we've got M9 Racing, who did disconnect, but I think he came back. So sure, his car is still here, so he can still probably keep going. And Coleman rounds out the grid on the hard tire, the only driver to go on the hard tire in this race. So as drivers are coming up to the last sector, Jones is leading the way at the pack on pole position, so what he can do from pole position, if he can be able to convert it to his first win of the season. So yeah.
Alright, we're just getting ready to start this race, so if you're just joining us now today again, thank you for joining. We are getting ready for round 7 of Season 9 of TCR Golden class. It's been a very, very exciting season so far, even though Failed UX has got a massive point advantage over everybody else. But anything can happen here in the French Grand Prix. It should be pretty exciting. We're just getting everybody back on the grid now. All right. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we go racing in France. Let's see what's gonna happen here. It's a nice start from Dre. He's got Jones right alongside him. They go into the first corner nice and clean. No incidents at the back so far either. Through the second corner, Dre gets ahead.
Coleman just the back of W, I believe. Uses the back end. But yeah, Dre takes the lead, as you mentioned that.
And Failed UX in third is chasing down Jones now. He's got Perry behind him, staying in fourth. Frosthacker still in fifth position. We've got another yellow flag. What is that? That's W and Coleman again.
Yeah, it's probably more damage. They're still slowing down from the instance. But yeah, it's rather chaotic start at the moment. Everyone's trying going line astern. We got the Toro Rosso and the Mercedes going at each other with Bam Bam and Hurricane as they go down the inside of turn 9. And still Bam Bam still ahead of Hurricane there, but at the moment it's pretty much line astern. There's another battle with Erect and Erect and Frostacker. Frostacker still getting under pressure from Erect as they go into Labose. And Flying Jippo gaining 3 positions at the start. Getting a good start is what he needed, and at the moment it's Dre that leads from Jones. Failed UX is now starting to pull on pressure on Jones for P2 at the moment, and you've got the Red Bulls. Frostacker putting a lot of pressure on Perry here at the start of the races. Perry is now as he is under pressure from Frostacker from P4 and P5, but as we stand on the end of that one, Dre leads from Jones, Flying Failed UX, who now has a slipstream. Look for a move into turn 1. You've got Perry getting a good exit on P4 and Frostacker and P5, top 5 right there. We've got Flying Jippo overtaking Erect and making his take up to 6th place. That's Flying Jippo. Guys, we got another crash. What was that?
That's Perry. Yeah, Perry lost it coming around corner 3, looks like.
Yeah, what was that about?
That was just looking like it was just, he lost it, and then Coleman retires in the pit lane. In the meantime, we've got Failed UX putting pressure on Jones. He's closing in fast on him as they're coming into the little chicane after the Mistral Straight.
Yeah, he is. Looks like Jones is struggling a little bit on those tires on the early phase of the warm-up phase, as Failed UX and Dre seems to have warmed up their tires quicker, but at the moment, Failed UX looks a bit more racy than Jones at the moment. Jones has to defend a little bit. Frostacker now on his own after Perry's error on the exit of turn 2, I believe. Causing him to spin and dropping all the way down in 16th place. Can he recover from that? We'll have to find out. Flying Jippo gained 5 positions at the start, now up to P5, just past Erect before the spin of Perry. Now it's get on with it and try and catch on to
oh, Failed UX goes for a move!
Failed goes on the inside, you're right. Failed goes on the inside in the last corner. Side by side they go. Trace is fast up, Failed UX goes even faster, and at the moment Failed UX going around the outside, looks like he's got him done because he's ahead at the time. Jones might have to relinquish the position, and he does, as he drops down to P3, and Failed UX now up to P2 at the start.
That was very nice move over there, but Jones looks like he's already struggling on his soft tires. He was braking a lot earlier than the Failed was, and he almost locked up as well, or at least he locked up a little bit. It was evident from the video. So yeah, maybe Jones might have to think about going for an early pit stop, or he's gonna start dropping a few positions back if he's struggling on those tires.
He might do, yeah, but it looks like Failed UX is probably the faster of the 3 drivers. We've got another yellow in sector 2, and that's probably Perry spinning in the exit of turn 7. But at the moment, we've got Failed UX playing the faster of the 3 drivers in racing, and still kind of catching.
Oh, Jones! Oh no, he spins! He has a massive spin. He's definitely having some pressure. I mean, tire temperature problems there.
W's gets a 5-second trying to avoid off spin. Oh, we've got a safety car out actually. We have a safety car.
Oh, and Jones goes off again!
So we have our first safety car of the race on lap 3 of the French Grand Prix. We've got Perry with no front wings, so probably he was the one who caused the safety car. We've got Dre in the pits, we've got Failed UX in the pits. Frostacker stays out, and so does Flying Jippo. Makes sense. We've got Flying Jippo got a 3-second time.
Wow, Jones was really struggling there on that lap. He was doing really well. He actually set the fastest second sector of the race so far. And then just coming into the Cygnus corner, he just completely spun out and overheated his tires. And then from there on, it was even a struggle to complete the lap. He was just overheating and spinning out everywhere.
Yeah, I think like he probably was struggling with overheating from the very beginning. I thought it was warm-up, but it was actually just straight up overheating. But
Frostacker is now in first, and Perry retires.
Perry does retire from the position. I wonder why. I feel like quite early actually. Could have probably recovered because the safety car came out in the perfect timing for him. But unfortunately, then for Perry having a very short-lived race after spinning out in turn 2 and breaking the front wing in turn 7, causing the safety car actually coincidentally That's why we're here on lap 3, and Frostacker leads the Grand Prix from Flying Jippo and the top 3, as they are yet to pit. And obviously the leading pit drivers are Dre, FailUX, and Erect. Top 3 drivers effectively in the race as soon as the others pit in the later rounds of the race. But at the moment, yeah, Frostacker leads the Grand Prix on the safety car.
So very exciting right off the start. It actually felt like we've done more than 3 laps, honestly, because there was so much stuff going on already. I was switching between people, there was battling everywhere, there was people spinning out, and now it's gonna bunch up everybody back together again. It's gonna change up the grid a little bit. It's gonna, as far as I can see right now, I mean, stopping that early is definitely the way to go, but Dre, Failed, Erect, Hurricane, all the guys that were pretty much running at the front, they're not going to be in a bunch of traffic when we restart, and it's going to be a matter of getting through all that traffic cleanly and really, really quickly to make sure that you can get back up to position, because Frostacker and Flying Jippo, they're not slouches at all. They can go pretty quickly on those medium tires, and being on their safety car right now is just giving them more tire life back.
Yeah, it's Hunter pits for his soft tires. He's going to drop down way down to the back of the field. But yeah, you're right. It's Frostacker in the last 2 of the last 3 races has been showing great performance right now, and he didn't show that all season long until did it like since Britain. I think Britain has found him so much confidence that in France he's doing so well, and I'm leading Grand Prix as we speak. And he's got Flying Jippo, arguably has been fast all season long, but hasn't really shown performance for it. Monaco was his highlight. You've got the top there doing a solid job as well in P3. We've got Secrets in P4, Bamba in P5, the 2 Torosos. Always seem to be up high in the safety car periods, but then seem to like fade away during the latter part of the races. And then you've got Dre, FailUX, and Erect, who you mentioned already pitted on the safety car. So they were effectively top 3 runners. Now they're effectively top 3 runners. We also got Jones as well. Only losing 2 positions effectively, assuming that the top 5 pit. Has only lost 2 positions, one from SDK Hurricane and one from Erect. So, and he was arguably a lead runner as well, so you never know, he might come back and do some taking, get the positions back that he needs. But at the moment, yeah, Frostacker doing a solid job at the moment, but yeah, we're only on lap 5 of the Grand Prix.
Exactly, we've got another 22 laps to go, and I'm pretty sure the safety car should be coming in on this lap now, so it's going to be very, very exciting to see what happens for the rest of the race. We've already got a safety car after 3 laps, so hopefully more action and more battling to come. It's been very, very interesting so far, and yeah, we've got the notification now. Safety car is coming in this lap.
Yep, so this lap, Frostacker is effectively the safety car as he backs up the field to restart the race. Let the safety car through and go on its merry way. At the moment.
Oh, Flying Jippo locks up, almost going into Frostacker.
So, yep, as we all head away, as Frostacker leads the Grand Prix, but Flying Jippo gets a better restart. And it looks like he's about to go for a move on the inside turn 1. We already know how aggressive Flying Jippo can be, and he does make the move stick. Flying Jippo now leads the race as Frostacker was caught napping on the restart. He was the one that meant to do the restart properly. But Flying Jippo now leads the race from Frostacker at the top into P3, Secrets P4, Bam Bam. P5, top 5 drivers haven't pitted yet. We got the first pitted runner, which is Dre in P6, and FailUX in P7. And then we got more overtaking going on. We got W overtaking Red Wing there in 4 positions. We've got a 4-car train going on with Erect, FailUX, I believe it's Erect, and SDK Hurricane Jones and Racing, all in a line of stern at the moment.
Yeah, very exciting. Jones has a little bit of a moment there coming into the straight. Still having a little bit of issues with tire temperatures, I'm guessing, or just hard tires are a little bit harder to get used to. And meanwhile, Lataupe is going for a move on Frostacker. Oh my, he's closed in a lot of time over just half a lap here, and Frosthacker is having some issues, going really wide, and there goes Latope into second. Frosthacker is quickly dropping positions here, as Zegrease is now catching up to him as well.
Yeah, he's doing a tire warm-up as well. I think he didn't warm up his tires good enough for this restart. That's why we saw him struggling into the entry of Labose. As the Taupe now goes up to P2, Frosthacker now struggling a little bit, trying to get those tires warmed up, Flying Jibbo still leads, of course, and we got the Taupe now up to P2. We got the two Toro Rossos line is third effectively, trying to go and attack the Williams driver at the moment. But Dre up there as well, and he looks very racy as well, as he's very close to the drivers ahead of him, and still hasn't broken away from the DRS, so he is looking hot favourite to win this race at the moment. We got the Mercedes going really wide. That was SDK Hurricane. M9 Racing is battling with Erect for P9 and 10 11. Erect has dropped a couple positions as far as I'm aware, I think.
Dre goes a little bit wide through there, and now he gets a 3-second time penalty as well. He was trying to go down the inside, or down the outside of Bam Bam actually, and just got his braking a little bit too late. So now he's dropping back a little bit of time, but Bam Bam in the meantime is closing in on Zegrease now.
Yeah, Bam Bam is, and yeah, the thing, for a second he's found his timing again. He's starting to catch back up to the tip a bit, and they're starting to break away from the two Toro Rossos. Dre, as you said, went wide in that corner, kind of compromised his run through the entire straight, lost a lot of time. He's got failed UX behind him now. SDK Hurricane, so Jones M9 Racing around him. So yeah, at the moment, it's just now a substrate fest.
Yeah, Flying Jippo and Latope really gaining from the situation so far. They have gained 9 positions each. Obviously, they haven't stopped yet, but again, they're breaking away from the main group. Frosthacker is still catching up to Latope, but Flying Jippo seems to have found a really good rhythm as DRS now gets enabled 3 laps after the safety car. And this is going to throw in a little bit more excitement into all of this battling here. So far on track right now, Frosthacker is the closest to anybody within 0.3 of a second. Jones was closing in on Hurricane, but then all of a sudden dropped back. So yeah, lots of close battling here. Dre is still in it. He's caught up back to Bam Bam now as they're coming up to the first DRS after the safety car.
Obviously, the Taupe doesn't have the DRS because he's beyond the 1 second window of Flying Jibbo, but does have the slipstream, which does close him a bit. Frosthacker looking for a move, doesn't really make it work. And we got Dre now ahead of Bam Bam because of the DRS now, and up to P5. So Bam Bam now dropped down to P6. He's got failed UX next up. He has to defend from.
And Frosthacker is still staying really close to Latope here. This is a very interesting battle so far.
Yes, Segrist is sticking with them as well, trying to maximize his performance as well. But it looks like Dre is probably our favourite to win this race at the moment. He's still sticking with the medium runners despite on those hard tires. He's got very good pace. So, Flying Jibbo still leads. But now with DRS, Frosthacker but Dre goes even faster with 35.4. So the two McLarens are flying.
Yeah, everybody seems to be getting their rhythms together and just getting into a nice space around here. But yeah, the main, the top 6 people right now are super close to each other. Even the top 7, all the way down to failed UX. Everybody is in a nice little chain coming together, and then there's another group a little bit further back with Jones, STK, and Erect all behind them. So it seems like a little bit of a 2-tier race coming up here. Not necessarily, but just because of the different situations that we've had throughout the race here. And some people are gaining back. I mean, Dre is coming back through the field. It looks like his strategy is going to work out in the end, as long as he can keep those medium tires going, though.
Yeah, as long as he can keep his gap, he's more or less got the track position to win this race. it's just a matter of time when Flying Jippo, Taupe, Saka, and Seekers will hit punch it. But at the moment, yeah, it's looking more and more likely that Dre hitting early is doing the right call. As Flying Jippo lost half a second in the last sector from receiving ERS, but a little error problem or something. But no, the Taupe within the DRS range of the apparent rival there needs to try to the ring as well as Rockstar now. So at the moment they're starting to gap Seekers a little bit, but at the moment it's all within DRS range. The biggest gap at the moment is between Dre and Seekers, just 2 seconds. That's marginal at best. As Frostacker seems to get a good exit, the exit is 10-7. On the straight, Taupe has to go defensive. So Frostacker about to go and they'll take P2. He barges the Taupe into the corner and gets the position done. He's now back up to P2 again. So now he needs to go and chase after Flying Jippo as we got the Taupe now under pressure from Seagrass and see what he can do.
Yeah, very close battling here. It's been pretty much like this throughout the race. We've had close battles everywhere from start to finish, hopefully, as Taupe goes really wide over there, almost takes out Seagrease. Seagrease has to slow down a little bit and back out of that move, but he's so close to him. He's sitting right on his back spoiler, and now he's coming into the last couple of corners. He's going to be super close coming into the straight. They're actually side by side coming out of that corner, and they're not both gonna have DRS. Only Seagrease has a DRS, so surely gonna go for a move at the end of the straight here. Let's watch on board with him now. He backs out of it. Not enough space there and not enough speed.
Battling so hard that they lost. Frostacker dropped them 1.6 seconds is the gap now. So we mentioned that, and now Dre is now all over the back of Seagrist all of a sudden, and looks more racier than Seagrist at this point in time. As we got the Taupe trying to defend, we got Failed UX as well trying to attack Bam Bam there for P6 as well for good measure. And we'll have to see, can Dre overtake Terror?
We're on board with him now. Taupe moves out of the way. Seagrease moves into the inside. Dre's gonna try and follow him. He makes a nice little move, but he doesn't make it stick. Not quite enough space there, but Seagrease in the meantime moves up to 3rd position there. Taupe is trying to defend as much as he can from Dre. Wow, this is turning out to be a very, very interesting battle here as well.
Seagrease steals P3 because of that. Still went super defensive. We got a collision to dropped all the way down to 15th place. I mentioned that just then, but yeah, Seagrease up to 3rd place now. We got the Taupe now dropped down to 4th. And Dre doesn't need to necessarily fight all this, but he can if he wants. But he's still in a winning position at the moment.
Frosthacker in the meantime come out of nowhere, and he's closing in on Flying Jippo. He's got DRS on him right now on the main straight.
Kind of proves that his tires were just so cold at the start. He didn't warm them up properly. He's got Failed UX going on the inside, as we mentioned that. The inside of Bam Bam here for turn 1. Can he make it stick? Bam Bam locks up. Can we actually goes around the outside of turn 2 is a good move. If he can get this work, he does. Goes around the outside of turn 2, gets up to P6, and now he has to go and attack for Drea. Effective race leader on that club, the Grand Prix. So yeah, great move. Failed UX gets him to P6. With Dre in P5 and got the Taupe now to P4, so the Taupe trying to defend Dre. He's been bringing down the order. So you mentioned Frostacker. Frostacker is about to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Flying Jippo defense. Frostacker goes around the outside into turn 9. Can he make this stick? He can.
Oh, they touch and he goes a little bit wide.
And he barges him a little bit, but it's fine. He still continues on. Flying Jippo still leads the race. But Frostacker is all over the back of him. It kind of showed that his tires were super cold when he was warming up and the safety car restart, because all of a sudden his pace is now blisteringly fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's just those little things, not warming up your tires, not warming up your brakes on the restart, can really affect your restart and the first phase after the restart of the race. I mean, it's taken them about 6 laps.
Flying Jippo, what was Flying Jippo doing? Flying Jibber spins.
Oh no! And he goes into the pits.
I don't know what he was doing there. I think he was trying to go for the pits, but just lost the back end. Half spun into the wall. I don't know what he was doing there. So Flying Jibber nearly loses the back end there, and drops all the way in the pits for his tyres. That was rather strange. I've never seen that before.
Wow.
Frostacker loses the Grand Prix. I can't explain what just happened there.
I have no idea. Honestly, we were on board within 1 second.
I just saw him just like outbreak him. I don't know if he was trying to peel or not, but he just outbraked himself and then just half spun. I have no idea what he was trying to do. But Frostacker now leads the Grand Prix from the top now. But Flying Jibber now dropped down to the 14th place and
Failed UX is about to make a move on Seagrease coming into the chicane. It's a very nice clean move so far, and no, it looks like Seagrease, no, he does get ahead, but they're still side by side. And yep, he does get the position. Failed UX moves into third now, but Seagrease still defending as they're trying to go into the next corner, but Failed makes the position stick. Seagrease loses another position to Dre in that whole moment.
Does, yeah, Seagrease dropping down 2 positions because of that. Dre has to get the thing, but Failed UX is overtaking Dre and all of that. Is now the new effective leader of the race. Overtaking Dre and overtaking Seagrease in a matter of corners. Frostacker pits, like his hard tires.
Bam Bam pits as well. And that's gonna move up a nice position.
Yeah, the top now leads the Grand Prix, Failed UX now up to 3, but this is a battle for the lead now. Failed UX now in a good position now to probably win the Grand Prix from Dre. Dre can fight back, he can. He's been showing good pace all race long. We got up to Seagrease into P4, yet to Pippo Jones as well. Back up into podium
5th
spot. But 5th right now.
As RC gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It seems really easy to get penalties in France.
It does. From that spin, that weird pit entry spin that Flying Jibber was doing, I have no idea. Still lost for words on how he did it. But it cost him about 3.5 seconds to Frostacker. And now he has to try and gain 3.5 seconds, but yellow took him.
Oh, and Jones spins again, just coming out of the corner, just giving it too much throttle. He doesn't touch the wall, but that's going to drop him quite a few positions. He was in a really good spot there on his hard tires, and now he's going to be in 10th behind Hurricane. Erect moves up into 8th, and Hurricane moves up into 9th.
Oh dear, oh dear. But it's weird. He spun twice, and I don't know why he spun that. I think he's probably put on too much power, I assume. He has to just lit the rear tires up a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Round she goes, it took pits then from that 14 from the lead. And so does Seagrease. So Failed UX leads from Dre in Grand Prix. On that 15, you've got 12 laps to go. Can Dre steal the race win? At the moment, it's looking like it was super quick, but just didn't have the overtaking ability or the straight line speed to do so.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to be taking those hard tires right until the end. Those hard tires get faster and faster if you keep them within a nice window and in the operating window, so anything can happen here between those two. Dre's still within half a second, so he's coming into the straight right now. He is going to have DRS. He's closing in very, very quickly on Failed. He fakes a move to the inside, but then goes back behind Failed UX. They're coming through the chicane now. They're super, super close here. This is exactly where Jones spun up, just coming out and just applying too much throttle. But Dre is now within 0.4 of a second behind Failed, so he's gonna try and stick behind them, save his ERS probably, save his fuel, and then attack when the moment comes.
Yeah, M9 Racing up to P3 after starting 15th in the grid. On the medium tires, as you mentioned, the Dre Failed UX battle, it's within half a second. See if we could be able to get the DRS in Dre. He does have a little bit of ERS battery left, does Dre, so he could probably try and go for it into turn 1. It's a good exit. Oh, it does get a good exit. It tries to go for a move on the inside. Dummies it, tries to go to the outside. Pedrix sees it, tries to cover it off, and a bit hairy there into the exit of turn 2, but it's all fine for now as Dre is all over the back of him for turn 3 because of the compromised run he gave him failed, but nothing about it to keep him down, playing just as fast as 35-0. At the moment, Failed UX has to defend for his life at the moment for a win here in French Grand Prix as Dre gets a good run, Failed instantly goes defensive. But I feel like it's a bit too little too late as Dre takes the lead of the French Grand Prix. As we head up to lap 16 and he goes through to turn 9, and through the lead he goes.
RC7 has moved back up into a really nice position. He's now running in 5th, and he's super close to W. These guys just came out of nowhere. They were running in the midfield towards like 10th and 8th in there, but then a couple of incidents moved them right up to 5th and 4th now.
Yeah, exactly. 5th and 4th for W and RC7. Having a very... We never really talked about that much this race, but they've been having very quiet races. W, for example, had a crash at the start of the race and dropped all the way down to like 15th. At one point, it was up to P4. Probably could finish P3. I think that racing is pretty good. Well, wait and see. Choose to pit. At the moment, yeah, Dre still leads, but still now under pressure from Failed UX. So this is going to be a long old battle for the next 10 or so laps.
And I'm pretty sure Failed UX has Dre has a 3-second penalty from earlier, so that might throw a wrench into the works as well.
Yeah, that might as well. Dre has a 3-second penalty, I think Failed UX has a penalty as well. Yeah, so they both have penalties. So they both have. This is actually just a straight fight. They both have the same penalties.
Wow, so this is going to be very exciting until the end. We still got 10 laps to go, and I'm sure that this lead is still going to shuffle a couple of times because they've been so close together.
They've been so close together, but Dre still holds on to the lead. 3/10 is the gap.
RC manages to take 4th position from W, so he's now going to be trying to catch up to the main pack. It looks like Hotaru has another moment and on the straight.
Yeah, he is. He drops to 15. He has no front wing, so he has to do an entire lap with no front wing. So it's just going to be a pain, unfortunately. But at the moment, Dre is still holding on to the lead as they head to the last corner, but Failed does get a good run here. The exit of 16, but Dre gets better drive somehow. There's nothing of it into turn 1, but Failed UX has to keep it calm if he wants to retake the lead of the Grand Prix. This is kind of bringing M9 Racing into play. The gap has now dropped down to 1.8 seconds, so M9 Racing might have a say in the matter of the top 2. If his tyres hold up, that's another question, but these two fighting are bringing M9 Racing into play.
Yeah, and he's only got 9 more laps to go, but 9 laps on medium tires is going to bring him up to a total of 23 laps on those tires. That's going to be very interesting to see if he can hold on to those.
Very interesting to see indeed. Just like a little bit in the DRS, of course, but Dre is still holding on to the lead, so Dre doing enough at the moment. W gets past, as we're looking at that, W does get past, but he's got Jones as well. Jones out of nowhere coming up the field. Jones now up to P5, RC7 dropping 2 positions there as Jones gets past W as well. And the inside there, it's now Jones up to P4 again. W back down to P5, we got RC7 dropping 2 positions in the space of that corner.
Wow, that was a very ambitious move from Jones, but he is on the hunt here. He had a couple of spins earlier on, and now he feels like he's got a good chance to recover, so he's just gunning it.
Had he not had those 2 spins, you'd argue that he probably could have been fighting for the lead, as we mentioned, the lead. Failed UX tries to go on the inside, but doesn't really make it stick, as Dre holds on now for the lead, still on that 19 in the race. Now, I think when the racing tires have started to die, he dropped like a second in the space of a lap. The top two still fighting it out, but yeah, as mentioned, yeah, if Jones never spun in those 2 runs, he's probably going to be fighting with this battle right here as we speak right now. Stray gets a good run, and looks like he's got the DRS covered. Does he? He does. It does seem like he's got the DRS covered for this lap in particular. As Feldrick can't seem to get past. Stray goes deep into the exit of into the entry of 8 and 9. Gets a good exit as well for good pressure. So Feldrick might have to hold on for another run as Hosaru gets disqualified from the race. Frustrated of his race. Dre still holding on into the entry of Labose. He's over Labose for good pressure as well. So yeah, still this battle holding on to the lead of the Grand Prix on that 19.
Yeah, and M9 Racing is not really able to close in on them past a 2-second gap right now, so it looks like Jones is behind them with about 7 seconds, so this is all sort of locked in here with Failed and Dre are going to be fighting until the end here, fighting for blood.
Yeah, yes, and you mentioned about Rostacker flying to moved up, they haven't really been back in the field, so I feel that safety car period has hindered them a lot, as they've lost a lot of position. It looks like that's going to be the best positions they're going to have right until the end of the race. So this is all about the top 2 then. Trey and Felduvex did mention that they would probably end up winning this race, but not by this margin. Felduvex still can't get past in that DRS.
And doesn't seem to have as much straight line speed as Dre did when he had the DRS behind Failed, so maybe a difference in setup there, a little bit more aero setup for Failed.
Say that, I think Felduvex doesn't even have, as you mentioned, Felduvex gets all crossed up entry of the Bose there. And I think you mentioned that, but I think Felduvex doesn't even have any. I think he's like 100% ERS, so I think he's saving a lot of ERS. But it is Felduvex, so I think he's just biding his time.
Yeah, absolutely.
In comparison, I think he's got like 60% more ERS than what he does at M9 Racing pits, knowing that he's probably not going to make those ties to the end. M9 Racing does pit. Jones inherits the podium spot. He's got W and IC7 to company trying to put pressure on him there. Erect and Frostacker is catching Erect by a rate of much. What, the second half in that last lap? Frostacker probably getting some good pace there. Arguably, say that Frostacker probably one of the faster drivers in the grid, but P6 doesn't reflect the result that he's going to get. Same thing for Flying Jippo as well. For P8 at the moment. Yeah, Dre now underway a little bit. I have a feeling that Felduvex is going to have to use some of that ERS at some point, or else he's just going to drop back and waste all of it.
Oh, we've got Erect here going down the position. Frostacker is now past him as they're coming into the little chicane here. As long as he can keep that position, he should be good, and it seems like he does, and that lets Flying Jippo catch up to Erect now as well, just within 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, Frostacker's lagging a little bit there, but P6 up there for Frostacker. His internet stabilizes there. But Erect is now going to look like he's about to drop a position.
Flying Jippo makes a serious dive bomb on Erect and gets up into 7th. That was very, very ambitious there.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to give it to him. He likes a good overtake. Gets the overtake done as I believe Frostacker's like a lot.
W closing in on Jones now as they come through the start-finish straight into the first corner, and he does get ahead, but Jones it looked like they made a little bit of contact there. I don't see any damage.
Yeah, no damage there. It was all clean at the moment. But yeah, W now back up to the podium spots as Jones uses that spot, but getting a poor exit in the exit of the last corner, and W, a good one. And now W has to defend here into the exit of 7, so has to get a fantastic exit of 7-7, which he does. He gets a great launch in the exit of 7. Would that be enough for him to go for an overtake, which is the worst exit out of all 3 of them? And it looks to be enough, as Jones almost hits the back of him.
He does.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a piece missing of his front wing now.
Yes, did he actually flee? He actually did it. He just locked up, went way too deep and then just hit the back of him. So yeah, it was a slight yellow wing. Nothing you could do about that. It wasn't really W's fault. He just outbraked himself. As Flying Jippo now overtakes Frostacker, or does he? Yes, he does. Flying Jippo now up to P6 now.
Wow, so still lots of battling towards the end of the Grand Prix here, as Frostacker looks like, oh, he's glitching on the track. That's why they're changing positions.
Yeah, he's a lot there. It's Frostacker, he's dropped down to P7 now though. As we got another overtake, M9 Racing overtaking Seagrass on his fresh tyres. We saw him pit earlier. He's now down in the P9. He's going around for a rate or not, so he probably can set the fastest lap. We've got Seagrass going into the pits. No, that's not Seagrass going into the pits. I thought someone came into the pits. No, it was just a driving error. 90% the fastest lap at the 34.7. As we have 4 laps to go.
And yeah, failed UX is still within 0.4 of a second of Dre. They're just going around and he's just sticking right behind him every single lap. So he's got to make a move very, very soon. He's only got a few more laps to go here.
Yeah, all this is happening. He's got all the ERS and all. I'm just assuming he's just holding back until like last 3 laps. I think that's what he's trying to do. Dre is got like 27% compared to 95% for Fairly W still holding on to P3 and 4. RG7 now starting to drop back. You got Flying Jippo and Frostacker, Linus Stern, P6, P7. Like I said, it doesn't really that result does not really reflect the situation in their race. But there you go. At the moment, that's where they're going to end up finishing.
Yeah, very interesting here, and at the front we've still got Dre and Failed UX locked in a head-to-head battle. They're about 9.6 seconds ahead of W. W is still a little bit under pressure from Jones. We've only got 3 laps to go. Failed UX is now starting to use some of his ERS here. He used 8%, 10% now, so he's I think he's gonna start trying to attack here. He might be sensing that Dre is starting to fade out.
Yeah, that's surprising. That's before. So at the moment, Flying Jippo, it's like 6, while Failed UX looks like he's probably going to go for a win. So that's extending the championship lead. Victor Francis as he's this person inside the rival as we speak. But Dre, they didn't get a good exit at all, and now he's under pressure here, as he looks like Valdez isn't using DRS. He's trying to use it, and he's still getting good runs. So we mentioned that you got Flying Jippo. Oh, Frostacker spin. Frostacker losing it. I think he probably got causing collision with Flying Jippo.
Oh no!
So we're dropping down to P10. Something happened there between the pair of them, causing Frostacker to drop down 4 positions. Unfortunate for him, but look back at the lead of the race.
Yeah, it's still locked in, and we're still going to be going until the end here. We've only got 2 more laps to go. Failed UX is now starting to use everything, ERS and all of his fuel, all of his power. He really has to go for it. He doesn't have too many more chances, and Dre has been doing a great job just keeping it together and keeping it clean around all the corners and keeping his pace. That's been the main thing. You see Failed UX sort of closing in on him in a couple of sectors, but then losing out on this front that they're coming into right now. Failed UX opens up the DRS, but I mean, from the DRS zone until the braking zone, he's only able to close in on 2.2 of a second. So there's definitely some sort of a difference in either setup or whatever they're doing that's not allowing him to get past right now.
Yeah, you have to feel that Fedrix is just going to bolt it on lap 26 and just going to like use all his DRS, all his power for the next 2 laps. Because he could just do that and probably just take the lead. Frostacker gets past Seagrist, recovering from his spin. Only lost a couple positions there, the Frostacker. He lost a position to M9 Racing in all of that. Yeah, the position, but at the moment, W still holding on to P3 at the moment, RC7, and Jones P4 and P5 respectively, and Clayton Jippo on his own now. Guaranteed a P6, but we're coming back to the leaders, so does Phil UX have to use all of his DRS? If he absolutely does. But we'll see.
This is going to be a very close fight until the end. I want to see Failed UX go for it. He's only got one lap to go here, couple of laps technically, but yeah, not many chances. We have a yellow flag in sector 3. That looks to be a little bit of an incident between Erect and Lataupe. So teammates coming together there, and Lataupe drops down to 12th position now. Dre keeps on getting an amazing run out of corner 4 coming onto the straight. It's just every single time, but now Failed UX is doing the move. He's coming on down on the inside. He doesn't really get it. They make a little bit of a touch, but Dre stays ahead.
Dre does stay ahead. Yes, he finally uses his ERS and he finally gets a fantastic drive coming out of all of it. But Dre holds on to the lead of the race. You have to feel that has Failed UX just left it a little bit too late trying to do this strategy, holding back. As Dre now defending for all his might, trying to hold on for one more attempt. Can he be able to win the French Grand Prix as they've been line of sight all race long?
And they're coming around the last couple of corners here. They're going to be coming on to the final lap. Lap 27 out of 27. Failed UX really has to go for it now. He's opening up the DRS on the start-finish straight. He's going to try and close in on Dre as much as possible. Is he going to go for a dive here? No, not enough. So he's going to stick behind Dre. He's going to need to get a beautiful run through the next couple of corners here and stick as much as possible to him so he can get into the DRS zone sitting right on his rear wing and then overtake and go from there. You just got to really push for it now, Fail. Come on.
Yeah, so you say that. And Dre, all he has to do is just get a fantastic drive into 7 and he's golden. Let's see. He does get the fantastic drive into 7. That was almost perfect. Almost perfect. I can't fault it. I don't think Failed UX has got enough of DRS and anything in power to get that run. Because that run was beautiful. And Dre still leads the Grand Prix as we had to think. I think Failed left it a little bit too late, trying to play with his food a little bit too much. This Dre looks like he's going to hold on to win the Grand Prix here.
Wow, and I'm wondering if Failed UX just, held on to everything a little bit too long. If he might have had to go for a move a little bit earlier. He's still really trying everything he can here, but he slides a little bit wide coming through that corner. So Dre is gonna possibly hold on to the win here. They've only got really a couple of corners to go.
Yeah, Union Cup is going to go. Failed. Looks like he's has to guarantee his second place. He tries to go for a move there, but doesn't really work out. Dre comes around the last corner to win the French Grand Prix. Dre wins the French Grand Prix from Failed UX into P2. Congratulations to Dre on that one.
And we've got W coming around the last corner right now. I don't remember how many penalties he's got, if he's got any, but he crosses the line in 3rd, and no, he drops down to 4th. Jones jumps him into 3rd place, into the podium. We've got RC7 coming home in 5th and getting dropped down to 6th by M9 Racing. Literally, as I say their positions, they're getting dropped. So lots of different penalties coming in here. Seagrease finishes 9th, Bam Bam 10th, Latope 11th, Erec comes across the line in 12th, Red Wing and STK are going to be 13th and 14th, but Dre finishing this race in first, managing to keep Failed UX behind them for all of those last laps. We were waiting for Failed UX to go for it. He had all of his ERS, he had everything, and he just kept it until the last second and lost out on it.
Yeah, that was a really tried to play his food for a little bit too long with Failed UX, because I felt like he probably just needed to push for like 3 laps to go and he got it. But Dre still does an emphatic defense. Did everything he needed to do, got that fantastic run in that last lap when he knew that it was needed to be done there, and there we go.
Wow, what an amazing race. That was extremely exciting throughout the whole race. So much battling. It was literally back-to-back battling everywhere throughout the field. Safety car that shook up things as well. Dre wins the race. Him and Failed UX both had a 3-second penalty. Jones manages to jump into 3rd even though he finished 4th on track, but W, unfortunately, with that 3-second penalty, doesn't get a podium here today. It was very, very close. Literally seconds and just a single penalty separating them. M9H in 5th place. RC7 manages to bounce back to 6th place. Flying Jippo in 7th. Frosthacker in 8th. He's not going to be happy with that, starting from 5th. Seagrease in 9th. And Bam Bam, the other Toro Rosso driver, in 10th. Rounding up the points finishers, Latope in 11th. Erect in 12th. Red Wing in 13th. STK in 14th. And I think we had one more finisher after that, but we had a couple of DNFs as well from Hutaru, and who else was the other DNF that we had?
Perry.
That's right, Perry. But wow, that was crazy.
It was a it wasn't exciting in the mid-race, but it was exciting towards the end when we thought that Fairdex could probably nick a win and nick another win. Would have been his 4th of the season, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be, as Dre takes the win now. We'll try and get them for podium interviews, and W as well. W takes 3rd place, I believe, and then no, Jones got 3rd place, didn't he, actually? So we'll probably take on to Jones.
Yep, he ended up getting that position. Oh, 1 second, let me just add them into the party. But yeah, Jones ends up getting 3rd position, which was very, very interesting. Here, I made the party public, so you can now just add them in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're going to be getting on with the post-race commentary here. We're going to have our podium finishers. This was one hell of an exciting race. Last night in Silver Class, it was very exciting, but today there was even more battling all over the place. And I think we've got Dre with us here. Dre, congratulations on a beautiful win today, man. That was a great drive from you. What do you have to say after that one?
This was a long time coming to get my first win, but I knew that this season was going to be a little bit different. I kind of felt that I've started on the front row second 3 times now. I think out of 7 races I've been on the front row, but something always go down where I crash or I get involved in an incident and things don't work out. And it's kind of ironic. You look at the points. I've only finished 3 times out of 7 races, but the ones I did finish, I finished pretty decently in the points, except for Monaco. But this is the second podium, first win, and starting front row for the 3rd time. So I'm pretty exciting, and definitely got some points in for McLaren, so we can take it to the Renaults. But it's exciting. I've crossed the line. My hands are literally shaking.
Yeah, those last few laps when you had to defend from Failed there, were you a little bit nervous? Did you not know when when he's going to pull the trigger on you?
I was thinking that the entire time, because I knew we tested each other. We were pretty much near each other the entire race, and we kind of tested each other here and there. I think I was better on straightaway speed, straight line speed, and he was better in the corners. But in the corners, some of these corners are really slow, so I can be able to park the car a little bit and to block him to make him moves, and then just get everything I can on the straightaway. But I was waiting when he would pull the trigger. He kind of pulled the trigger on lap 26, but I was saving some ERS and some gas at the end to make sure that I had enough for a last lap challenge, and just had enough to hold it off. But and then I knew I had a time penalty, but I didn't know if he had one, so I had to double check to see if how that would pan out. But it was a fraction of a second by the time we got to it, and I know he's one of the best drivers out there, and it's pretty good to go against the best, so it felt good.
Well, congratulations as well. But my side, then, Dre, like I said, congratulations on your first win in the season. I know it's been a bit of a hit or miss season for you after retiring in certain races like Britain. Like, for example, you started in the front row, and you probably had a chance to win there as well. Coming into this race, what were your anticipations beforehand, before even coming into this? Because knowing how having a hit and miss season, it's difficult to target what you're going to do every single week. So how did you prepare for this race in particular?
Well, I did do a little practicing throughout the week now that I have more time on my hands. But I knew ultimately if I can just survive, if I can manage to be in the top 5 qualifying and survive, because I knew I was going to be on the soft, then most of the field might be on mediums and a couple softs here and there. But when I saw Phil do the same strategy, I was like, well, it might come down to me and him. So if I can stick with him or be at least in the range of him when it comes down to the end, when we switch to the hards, I think I'll have a shot. And just by happen racing, a few cars got between us here and there, and they managed to build a small gap between him. And it was difficult to maintain it, but I just told myself to take care of the tires to the end. This is the long game, and so I think he understood that too. And when we felt the closest clear in the last few laps, we just kind of gave it the best we could.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, congratulations on your first win this season. Hopefully you can continue this trend. As we head to our second place runner, and arguably could have done well in this race, failed UX. Second place in the race. Did you feel that you actually pulled the trigger a bit too late, as Dre mentioned during that race? Because you were saving your ERS for about 10 laps, and you had about 90% ERS, give or take, on average. Do you feel like you were conserving a bit too much towards the end and should have just pushed a bit earlier?
Yeah, so I want to start by saying, congratulations to Dre. Definitely a good fight there towards the end, a good battle. Also to Jones, I think he also got his first podium in tonight's race, so that's pretty awesome too. But I want to thank you guys, BLIN-MACHINE and Dougie Falcon, because you guys are killing it on the commentating game. So I definitely appreciate you guys being here every Wednesday to commentate on our race. We're probably the luckiest class out of all 3. But to answer your question, to be honest, yes, I did pull the trigger a little bit too late. I think after we cleared the field, I was ahead, and then I took the strategy of I'm gonna let him by just so that I can harness ERS, and that way towards the end of the race, and a safe fuel as well. So that way towards the end of the race, I can just, on that super long straight, just try to go ahead and overtake him. But yeah, looking back on it, it was just a little too late. Cheeky little move on Dre there reminds me into the left-hander after the long straight, reminded me of Lando Norris on Daniel Ricciardo. Nah, man, overall great racing. I mean, you guys saw it. I had over 90% ERS probably for like 80% of the race, and I was just waiting, and every time he was able to get a gap, I was able to close it down in that same straight, because I would just chuck it to Rich and overtake, and I'll be right there behind him again. But yeah, next time, lesson learned. Try to pull the move a little bit earlier.
Yeah, congratulations, man. That was very exciting to watch. Second place doesn't really hurt you too much in the championship as well. But my question to you is, from Monaco, I remember you saying that you always just sort of play it by ear throughout the race. Did you keep the same strategy that you were sort of aiming for throughout the race here today, that when you came into the race? Like, did you keep the same strategy pretty much?
So in the pre-race section where you actually get to decide your strategy, if you do soft to hard, it's actually a less race time than from soft to double mediums. So if you can extend your hards and your soft, you should be fine. I wasn't planning on it until I saw a safety car come out. I was honestly planning on doing soft, medium, medium. But the safety car came out. I remembered that from looking at the chart beforehand. And yeah, I just stuck to the hards. I didn't know what percentage. I knew it was going to be very, very high percentage tire wear at the end. But it worked out, man, to be honest. Because if I would have had to put the end, I would have probably come out well below the top 5.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations. Keep fighting for that championship. I'm very excited to see next week how you do. And yeah, I mean, today was a very, very interesting race. But as you said, learn from this. And next time, turn up the RS a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. It was a
Or
fun
don't. You don't have
10
to.
laps or so. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'll do it just a little bit earlier, man.
Well,
To
I
give
knew
you
you was
good
going to do that. I
time.
was like, when is he going to pull the trigger? And I knew you were waiting and saving
was
your tires.
coming,
And I
man.
was
It was
too. So I
coming.
was slowing down much more too, so I could save enough tires. 'Cause I knew you were going to wait behind.
And
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
when is he going to do it?
You know what? I thought about that as well. I was like, maybe I should just overtake him and try to extend the lap just in case I get another 3-second penalty. But I didn't want to risk crashing out and ruining my race, because then it was all not worth it, you know. But thank you guys, you know.
All right, so do we have Jones with us as well?
No,
he's
we
not
don't
here.
have Jones.
No.
Sorry, yeah. It was just like, I was waiting for Jones, but I think he's away.
He's celebrating his third position right now.
Yeah, he's celebrating that.
All right, so he's like
It's
Kimi
Saturday.
Raikkonen. He's already in the bar, three drinks down.
He's in the
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, in that case, congratulations again on first and second here today. You guys ran an amazing race, and it was also very, very exciting towards the very last few laps there. We were waiting and waiting for something to happen, but next time. But yeah, thanks again for the shout out as well for the commentary. I really enjoy doing it every Wednesday.
Great job,
I hope
guys.
to see you guys here again. Dougie, thank you again for commentating with me today.
It's alright. My pleasure.
All right,
Well,
so
for the TCR race, do they do TCR Grand Prix for Golden Class? I think it's just Platinum, is it?
it's Platinum, yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow at 8 o'clock here. If I remember correctly, are they doing the full qualifying?
No, it's just normal qualifying. Austria is when all the shenanigans happen.
All right. Well, everyone that's been watching, thank you so much for watching again. Please consider subscribing to the channel to see plenty more league racing content. We're going to be back here again, as Zaggy said, tomorrow for Platinum Class, back here at the French Grand Prix at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks again for watching. Leave a couple of comments, like the video, share them, all that kind of good stuff. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow. Have a good night.